What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Nate. I want to say thank you guys for your support. It's been incredible. Also want to say welcome if this is your first time, because on this channel we are a community and we do talk about a lot of things when it comes to life. Now, if you've pressed on this video, you're probably very interested to figure out, how do you talk to women without scaring them off? All right. And so on today's video, I want to talk about what the biggest issues are when it comes to men across the board, right? Some of the biggest things I see men mess up on, and just some ways that you can actually talk to women and not scare them off so much. So guys, I know a lot of guys have this issue, right? I used to be one of them, once upon a time in a land far, far away. Guys, many, many moons ago, I did not know how to talk to women, right? I was raised to treat them nice. I was raised to be a gentleman. I was raised to be, too nice. That's the best way to put it, right? And so I thought that just being nice and kind was the way to a woman's heart, and I wasn't told about the other side of the equation, right? Now, as you can tell, being nice and kind, believe it or not, that is part of it, guys. You have a lot of red pill BS out there these days telling you otherwise. You have a lot of figures out there telling you to be an asshole. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The only way you can get away with being an asshole is if you have a lot of status, a lot of money, and even then you're gonna attract the wrong type of women, because if they're putting up with that, if they're looking for those things, guys, yeah, that just doesn't even need explaining. But most guys, I'm going to be real with you, most guys don't have a problem being an asshole, right? Most guys, I would say, from my experience, from seeing people around me, from just picking up on things throughout life, guys, most of the time, you're just too nice, right? You're too nice, you're too needy, and you always expect something with how you talk, with what you do. And sometimes you don't even realize it, and sometimes you know exactly what you're doing, right? So let's point out some of these things, okay? One of the biggest things I see is you will completely change who you are around women, right? This is a big one. Completely changing who you are. When you talk to a girl, all of a sudden, she's the most amazing thing in your life. You want to do everything with her. You want to make sure she likes you. You want to make sure that she's that she doesn't reject you. You want to make sure that she doesn't find you, offensive or threatening. So you're a completely different person than you normally are, right? That's number one. That's the one I see, right? Going out of your way for her, right? Responding to her text super fast. And what I mean by this, guys, because I don't believe in, playing texting games. I think it's really childish. But this is like you are sitting on your phone, like everything else in life comes second to you talking to this girl, right? And you're just responding as soon as possible because you don't want to miss your opportunity or miss your shot or make her think that you don't care, right? So that's one of the biggest things I see, right? The other one is, you don't even realize this, guys, but you go out of your way for her. Now, this is a little bit more than just texting, right? Because she can't really see you, but like, in reality, you're going out of your way for women that you like. You're making sure you're always right where they are. You're making sure that you, in a sense, that you're always following them. You always have eyes on them. You basically lock in, right? You become a weirdo. You become a creep without even realizing it. And women find this obviously very creepy. They also find this kind of amusing in a way, right? A lot of women like to have a stalker because it gives them a little bit of an ego boost. Right? They think that, for a lot of women, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If you are a type of man who can attract, women, if you're a man who can talk to women and make them laugh and stuff, women are turned on by that. They love the fact that you can make other women want you or just like being around you. Women try to use that against men. It doesn't usually work too well unless you're a really needy guy and your emotions are all over the place. Because men aren't going to care if another man is giving a woman attention, right? Because, and I'm going to circle back to this in a little bit, but I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek right now. You are the prize, okay? Now, I know that's a phrase taken out of context, but I'm going to circle back to that here in a minute, okay? So you're kind of a creep, right? You're always around her. You always want to do stuff with her. You're always trying to position yourself. If she's doing something friends on Saturday. Well, heck, you got to be there too. You got to make sure your friends are around her, right? So really needy kind of stuff, right? The third one is, guys, and I can make a 25-part series here, but these are just the big ones I see. The third part is going to be kind of related to the second part. You are going to lock in on this woman, right? Most of the time, guys can't be a stalker to multiple women. Most of the time, guys can't be needy for multiple women, okay? Most of the time, guys lock in and they just obsess over one woman. And see, this is actually backfiring against you guys. You see, because again, women are social creatures, and it's just a fact. Even though women might deny it, even though they might not want to hear this, right? Women want to know that you can talk to other women. They want to see other women looking at you. They want to see that you can talk to other women like you can talk to her. I'll get to that here in a second. They want to see how you can actually get the attention of other women. Because guys, it's more than just attraction. It's a social thing, right? It's how people respect you, how they look up to you, right? And as a man, if you have other women who find you attractive, well, as a woman, she's like, well, maybe he is a cool guy. Maybe he is an upstanding kind of guy. I want to be around a man just like him. This doesn't mean you have to go out of your way to make her jealous, that you have to start actually, like I see some guys take this really far and they start like touching up on women. Some guys even start like kissing up on women and like having women like all over them, like sitting on their laps and stuff when they're out. And guys, no, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is if you're at social functions or you're just out and about, don't be that guy who just ignores other women completely, right? If you're at the restaurant and you have a waitress and she's nice, be nice to her, right? Talk to her like a human being. Be nice. If you're at like a church function, if you're out and about, if you're at a social event, right? If you're, guys, you can name anything you want, family event, whatever it is, talk to the other women there. Don't just like isolate yourself and just stick with her and be like, you know, do your best, right? Understand some situations can be a little bit more, tough to navigate, but you get what I'm saying. So guys, those are the three biggest things I see when it comes to men scaring women off, all right? The way you talk to her, the way you are around her, right? When you talk to women, they want to know that you know who you are, right? They want to know that you understand the dynamics of things. They want a competent man. See, women love competency. That's why I've said this time and time again, guys, that women want to be with a man who is confident. Because when he's confident, usually confidence means competence, right? Most of the successful men I know with women, they just know how to be social. They just know how to talk to people. They just know how to make friends. They just treat people like people. And see, guys, that's the key. So how can you fix this? Well, we're going to go through that here in a second, right? Communication. So we're going to attack those three things I was just talking about. Here's how you can fix it. Communication. Instead of you sitting on your phone, waiting to talk to her, always texting her back, live your life, man. Live your life. If you need to work on schoolwork, if you need to work on sports, working out, taking care of yourself, hanging out with your other friends, do that, right? Every time you feel a little buzz in your pocket or you hear a ding, you don't have to respond to it immediately, right? We've become so engrossed into our phones, like we live our lives based around our phones. It should be the other way around. You should be living your life, and then when you're free and when you can do something, cool, hit her back up, right? Do what you got to do. But I'm going to say this as well. And this can go a lot of different ways. A lot of people have different opinions on this. But if you're a guy and you're just talking to women, like you're not seriously dating a woman, try to talk to multiple women, right? It will take you out of that locked in kind of creepy mode, right? You'll understand how to talk to women, guys. And with this first point, I also want to say, talk to them like people, right? Just talk to them like a human being. If you see, I know we live in a crazy world these days, guys, right? But there's some things that are always going to hold true. If you talk to a beautiful woman like she is just a human being, there's a lot of things that are going to happen there. One, you're going to show you're not intimidated by her beauty. Two, she's going to feel like a human. People want to be understood. People don't know how they look 24/7. Even the most beautiful woman, if she's having a good conversation with a man, there's going to be points in that conversation where she's not thinking about exactly how she looks. Women want to have a good conversation. They want to be known. They want to be listened to. They want to be understood, right? They want to have their buttons pressed. They want a man to just treat them almost like a bro. I know it's going to sound crazy, guys, but like, don't go too far with this. But they want you to treat them just like any other person. They want a guy, instead of being so nice, right? Because when you're nice, you're trying to get something. They want you to almost not want them and just kind of push them away and be like, it is what it is, right? You can have me or not. They want that kind of attitude from you. They want you to crack jokes with them. They want you to do suggestive things, guys. I can't tell you how many times there's been women who, objectively, yes, they're very good looking women. And I just treat them like people. And I'll say some off the wall stuff around them. And see, back in the day, years and years ago, I would think, I can't say that around girls, right? That's not respectful. That's not, that's not nice. That's not a gentlemanly thing to do. Guys, they love it. They absolutely love it, right? Sometimes they might give you a look like, what? But see, oftentimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So most of the time, they might not even care what you said, right? It might not even be that funny to them. But there's something in them that goes, wow, he doesn't care. He doesn't care how that makes me feel. He doesn't care that, like, he's not worried about the outcome here. He's not intimidated. He's confident, right? Again, that confidence, guys, that's like the biggest, that's the biggest thing. So talk to them like people. That's the number one biggest thing, guys. The second point I was talking about, when you lock on, when you get all creepy and stuff, guys, just live your life. Do what you're going to do. Live your life, right? So if you are, let's say you're doing stuff Monday to Friday, right? Because you're a busy guy, right? You're working, you're doing some school or something, you're pursuing something on the side, you're creating something, you got the gym, you got all these things. If you want to go out with her, if you want to bring her out, guys, tell her, right? Call her. Tell her in person. If you want to go to the arcade with her, right? If you want to go play mini golf, if you want to go to a bookstore, you want to go to a park, whatever, just tell her, Hopefully by this point, you guys have had a little bit of communication, but just tell her. Women don't want you to just text them for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? A lot of guys get stuck in the texting game. They just text, and women hate that stuff. They're like, oh my gosh. Hey guys, if a woman is communicating with you, right? If she's sending you more, let's put it this way. If she's texting you pretty regularly, right? Like I'm talking, more than like once every 4 hours, right? If you can tell there's a pretty decent conversation, guys, shoot your shot, right? If she says no, you're not going to die, I promise you. You're not going to be the laughingstock of your entire country, right? Maybe she'll be one of those weird girls that like tries to, smear your name and be like, oh, look, you tried to ask me out. Guys, so what? There's going to be another woman out there who finds that attractive, right? And all of a sudden you're going to be like talking to other girls and like they're not going to care that you asked her out. If anything, they're going to see that's confident, but it's always how you react, right? It's always how you respond. If you get all butthurt, you get all sad and pissy and stuff, women aren't going to find that attractive. But you just carry yourself with pride, know who you are, do what you got to do, right? So guys, do your thing, be direct with her, right? If you guys have a little bit of conversation, like I will get a girl's number. This is what I do now. This is what I've done for a long time. Most of the time now, if I just meet a girl or like I get her phone number, I give her my phone number, right? I don't really care how it's done. Some people say do this or that. It doesn't matter. If a girl likes you, she's going to talk to you. So it doesn't matter if you give her your number, it doesn't matter. But, text them a little bit, right? Maybe that night, call them, right? Guys, I live by a rule. When I get a girl's number, when I talk to her now, within 72 hours, I'm setting a date. Usually now what I do is I ask her in person, right? I just ask her in person, then I get the number, or I give her the number, right? We have a little bit of a conversation. It doesn't even have to be like 5 or 10 minutes. It can be a couple minutes. But then there comes a point in that conversation where you're like, hey, this Saturday at 2 p.m., let's go to this arcade, or let's go bowling. Let's go do this. Not, hey, are you free at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and can I bring you to go Guys, no. Women want you to take the lead, right? Again, the worst you can say is no, or I'm busy, or whatever. But the success rate that you will have being confident and being the leader is outstanding, right? This is like a sales thing too. I'm not saying use sales tactics on women. I'm just saying this is like a communication thing. When you take the lead, when you say let's do something, you're not like asking permission. This goes against a lot of guys, upbringing. Like, oh, I gotta ask permission. I gotta ask. Women don't want you to ask. Women want you to take the lead, right? They want you to escalate. If there is that mutual back and forth, guys, most of the time you'd be surprised. You could actually ask a girl out. She will go out with you. It's up to you to escalate it from there, but she'll go out with you. A lot of guys just dance around. Like I said, they text and they talk and they're friendly and they're nice. Well, women don't want that, right? Women want you to take the lead. They want you to be a man. So ask her out, right? Get the phone, either ask her out in person or get the phone number, text her a few times maybe, and then call her that night, call her the next night, whatever. Hey, let's go do this on Saturday at 2 p.m., right? Oh, well, I'm busy. I'm going to be out of town this week. Hey, no worries. We can always shoot for next weekend. Hope you have a great time. Guys, I've had that happen too. Guess what? Believe it or not, sometimes that weekend that's coming up all of a sudden becomes open because guess what? You didn't care. You didn't have any sort of hissy fit or whatever, right? You know how many times girls get asked out by guys and then they don't get their way and then they just lose it, right? Women want you to know that you can control your emotions, right? See, again, I don't believe in playing games, but you guys got to realize a lot of women, they face a lot of different things. They might have just had a weirdo who just went completely off the walls in their life. And so maybe they're like, oh, I kind of had this thing I was thinking about going to, so I'm going to say no. And I don't really know. But then you were really cool about it. And then she was like, you know what? He's a really nice, he's a really good guy. He took the lead. He was confident, but he's okay, and he said we could do it next weekend. So you know what? Maybe I will do it. Yeah, you know what? I'll call him back. I'll text him. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. Guys, it happens all the time. Okay? You just got to be confident in yourself. That's all it takes. And the last thing I'll say is this, guys, because I could go on and on about this, but I want to help you guys know how to talk to women. I don't want you to scare them off. I want you to talk to them, right? You need to flip the script, all right? This isn't a prideful thing. This isn't a look at how awesome I am. No, this is a realistic thing. You need to think of yourself as the prize. Now, I don't like using that term, but I'm only using it because it's going to get your attention, and most of you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. What I mean by that is you need to have the confidence that you are a man, that you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you want. This is going to be the most attractive thing to a woman across the board. It's going to influence everything you do in life. You see, most of the time, guys, as nice men, you were raised this way, maybe single mother, or you had a lot of women who were raising you in your life. Nothing wrong with that. But men need tough love. Men need men in their life to toughen them up. Reality is, guys, you're going to need to be the man. You're going to need to be a man. All right? And what do I mean by this? There's a time and a place to be nice and kind. There's a time and a place to be gentle right? There's also a time to be rough and tough and be a man. There's also a time to suck it up and get it done. And a lot of guys, I wrestle with this myself, don't get me wrong, but a lot of guys walk around like, man, I wish I was good enough for a woman. No woman's ever gonna love me. If only I had more money. If only I was more jacked. If only I was this. If only I had that. If only this. If only I had nice genetics. I'm not like that guy. Blah, 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 blah. Guys, if you only knew how awesome you were. But see, a lot of you guys don't even believe that. And so that's why you see all these, what I call ogres, right? All these troglodytes, all these dudes who, they don't have anything going for them. They might be ugly, but they're confident. They think they're the man. And they have some social skills, right? That's important too. But they have the social skills because they're not afraid of the rejection or the, possible, laughing or whatever that people might do. A lot of men are afraid of that. And a lot of that would go away if you just believed in yourself. If you just genuinely, guys, just do it as an experiment. If you watch this video, do it for the rest of the day, do it the next day, do it for a week, right? Try it out. Just literally fake it till you make it, if that's how you got to think of it. Just for one day, think, I'm the man. I like who I am. I like who I am in the mirror. I'm confident. I accept me as I am. I know there's flaws and things that I need to work on. I know there's things I could do better, but you know what? I'm pretty happy. It could be worse. I got a lot to work with. I'm pretty awesome. Guys, if you start to think that way, everything just flows naturally. You got to learn to love yourself. You got to learn to accept yourself. I get it as men, it's tough. We got struggles, we got things we got to work through, but guys, love yourself through the process, man. Accept yourself for who you are, dude. Right? Like, there's things I'm super self-conscious about, right? I wanted to make these kind of videos like 5 years ago, but I was deathly afraid of talking on camera and putting videos out on the internet. Is what it is, guys, right? Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I slur, sometimes I don't know what to say, right? But I'm just confident, right? You have to make a choice to just be who you are, to be confident, be who God made you to be. And once you do that, guys, once you start thinking of yourself as the man, when women want to be with a man, they want to be with the man, right? And so they're going to respect you differently. They're going to look at you differently. They're going to want to talk to you, be around you. You're not going to have rejections. You're not going to be the weird, creepy guy anymore. It's going to be natural. So guys, take my word for it. Hope this helps you out today. Let me know if you got any experiences, anything you want to share. But I'll see you out the next one.